left to finish off the over. But Bangladesh is looking very good. As I talked previously with Shanur, that they need a good partnership, and which is right. We are watching a very good partnership already between these two. That means 49 runs partnership. That was a 2 for 2. Dot ball to finish off the over. 9 gone. Bangladesh 51 for 2.
After two next to negligible partnerships up top, Nigar Sultana Jyoti and Murshida Khatun have managed to stringing a near 50 stand for the third wicket. The partnership stands at 49 runs. They have certainly upped the scoring rate following the power play, during which they managed just under 30 odd runs for the loss of 2 wickets. And now the acceleration has prompted a bowling change. Annabel Sutherland comes in to the attack. Will start off the proceedings for herself from the media box end.
Yeah, a packed field setup into the offside. This time back of full length delivery, just pushes the ball, looking for a single, but denied by Nigar Sultana Jyoti.
This 3-match T20I series also gains topicality against the backdrop of the forthcoming India tour of Bangladesh. Clearly out of the reach of the fielder. 51 runs. That's what the current partnership is worth. Of just 48 balls, they're scoring at above a runner ball, which is a really heartening sign from a batting lineup, from a batting perspective, especially when you contextualize that against how the hosts performed in the ODI leg of this tour. A bouncer down the leg side from Annabel Sutherland will be cut off by the fielder at fine leg. The extras keep coming from the pacers. The spinners too have been somewhat complicit in adding to the tally today.
Yeah, Murshida Khatun scored 62 runs against South Africa women December 2023 in the first T20I, and she is just trying to repeat that kind of score here in this game against Australia, and also pretty well set in the crease. I think she is eyeing on to that score.
She's been due a big-ish kind of a knock. Bowled into the stumps, driven firmly, but will get only a single as Tyler Bliming tidies things up. Murshida Khatun, of course, is one of the players in the current squad who has the experience of playing high-profile major tournaments, was part of the squad that toured Australia for the 2020 T20 World Cup. hails from Kushtia, Khulna. Swung into the leg side for a single. That's the end of the 10th over. Bangladesh are 58 for 2. And with that, as the two teams have a bit of a sip, we have a replacement in the commentary box. Shahnur joins me. Shahnur, what do you make of the acceleration that we are seeing from the Bangladeshi batters in the middle?
A pleasure to join you on Nisha, and a pleasure to be watching for the last 5 overs the way the captain and Murshida they've gone about proceedings. Murshida currently on 20 from 25, Nigar Sultan Jyoti on 24 from 27, so they've faced a few deliveries and they're starting to get a move on. It's lovely to see for once the batting trying to be competitive, and that's something that Bangladesh have been looking to do. You look at the bowling figures here. Sophie Molyneux and Tyler Fleming both among the wickets, but they've got economy of 6 and 6.67, so they have been expensive or slightly expensive in the last few overs. And Annabelle Sutherland, Ash Gardner, Georgia Wareham, they've used 5 options. The Australian captain, Alyssa Healy, they've got all sorts of variety. Yet to see Elise Perry.
Right, somebody who was sharing the new ball in the ODI leg, or so she did during the second and third ODIs. Bowled extensively during the Women's Premier League for her franchise, the Royal Challengers Bangalore, en route to their title winning campaign under Captain Smriti Mandhana.
Australia do have that option of bringing in someone with her class, caliber, and quality, and it'll be interesting to see how Bangladesh go from here on in. Obviously, with the drinks break, it gives the bowlers a chance to take a breather, regain their composure, and it makes the batters wait a bit as well. The momentum that they had, they have to try and rebuild that after this slight break. So this could prove good for the bowling team. Let's see what happens.
I'm certain the Bangladeshi dugout would be somewhat relieved that they have their captain in the middle, because she has been the one setting the tone, and with that break in momentum and break in proceedings, you would have expected her to have had a chat with her younger colleague, Murshida Khatun, so that they do not lose focus.
Well, Wareham to continue, and she's bowled 2 lovely deliveries early on, not giving Nigar Sultana Jyoti any room to really drive or play any expansive shots. This time the full toss is played nicely, but just for a single. These are the areas where you want to take advantage as a batter, especially now that you're set. You want to try and dispatch them for boundaries, show a bit more power. We've seen Nigar, she's tried to take the aerial route. Murshida immediately uses her feet, but straight to the fielder. So it's been a very good over by Georgia Wareham so far.
A part of Murshida's batting, which both the Bangladeshi coaching side and Murshida herself have been trying to work on over the past 2-3 years, is her power game.
Big appeal, and the finger goes up. Vrindarati, she says Murshida, she has to go. And Bangladesh lose their 3rd wicket. Commentators curse on Nisha. You were just talking about her power game. She tried to play a slog sweep, perhaps, missing the ball entirely. And Georgia Wareham, in her fifth delivery, having gone for just one run in this over, she gets the breakthrough, she gets the wicket, and it's that drinks break that actually does just stymie the momentum of the hosts a bit.
Commentators curse plus drinks break plus every other random ingredient that you can add to the mix. Not to discount the skill of Georgia Wareham. Looked pretty plump. Murshida Khatun, however, did have a bit of a long stare at Brinda Rathi on her way back to the dugout.
The ball, it went straight on with the angle instead of actually taking any turn. Now the question is whether there was any extra bounce that would have gone over the top, because she did come forward and it wasn't the fullest of deliveries. It did have a bit of bounce, but Brindarati, she thinks it was hitting the stumps. And we have seen slightly low bounce in this pitch. We've seen Taylor, she's tried to give a few bouncers and it really hasn't risen. And to finish off the over, but this time the final delivery goes for a boundary. Fahima Khatun opens up her account with a 4. After 11, Bangladesh are 63 for 3.
A decent over, sort of doesn't end up the way Wareham would have loved to. A little wavered down the leg side, and off it went for a 4. 5 runs of it and a wicket. Fahima Khatun will take a lot of confidence from that boundary of hers, of her first delivery of the match.
Yeah, that's the delivery you play the sweep against. The previous ball was a delivery you don't play the sweep shot against, and we saw a perfect example of that in 2 back-to-back deliveries of what to do and what not to do. And Vliming, she's got the ball in hand, so she's going to have a 3rd over, and in fact she's going to bowl her 4th over, and that'll be the end of her spell. Having a word with Elise Perry, setting up her field. And for Nigar Sultana Jyoti, there will be 4 fielders on the offside inside the circle. There is a deep cover and a deep 3rd, along with a fielder at deep fine leg and a deep square leg as well. Just the 1 fielder on the onside inside the circle, and immediately she gets the gap. Nigar Sultana Jyoti just slashed and threw her bat at it. It took the inside part and it went into the gap. It was a full toss, deserved to be hit, and she gets 4 runs. So back-to-back boundaries, 4 off the last ball of the last over and 4 to begin this new over with.
Tyler Vliming earned mixed dividends from her opening spell. Doesn't start off well in her second and last one.
Again, coming down the wicket, straight down the ground. The ball is going towards the boundary, but it won't go all the way. Not timed to perfection, and you can see the intent is clear. She wants to target the gaps. There are gaps on the onside. The offside is very packed, as I said. It's a 7-3 field setup. Just the 3 fielders on the onside. So she wants to target the area straight down the ground and also at the square leg, backward square leg, and deep mid-wicket region. So Tyler, she needs to bowl at the 5th and 4th stump and just to drag her length back a bit. Much better. A quick single taken and a direct hit. Now, do we go to the 3rd umpire? Yes, we do. Brindarati, she says that we are going to take the help of the 3rd umpire.
That was a superb pick-up and throw in a follow-through. She continued with that forward-going motion. Did Tyler Vliming. Shy of the stumps at 1 go, and it did hit the stumps. Could be close.
Murshid Ali Khan, the 3rd umpire. Now, what do we see? So this would give us a better look. I think she's just made her ground. Yes. So that should be good. Ali Arman, the other on-field umpire with Brindarati. And Amnisha, if we look at the way Bangladesh are batting, they're showing a lot more intent. They're making the Australian bowlers think, and they're trying to punish Australia for the bad deliveries. The full tosses are being dispatched.
Certainly their batting and their approach seems way more attuned to this format, the dynamism of it, which was kind of wanting in the ODI leg, where they seem to have gotten stuck in a bit of a rut, just couldn't manage to get themselves into 3 digits.
Something that's been bugging the Australian team throughout the series, the number of wides, and that's another one. You add that to the list and the massive catalogue of extras they've given throughout the white ball leg of this Bangladesh tour.
Well, that might soon reach into 3 digits. The number of extras they've conceded.
Takes the pace off the last delivery. Fahima Khatun just played it a bit early, and there is a fielder for exactly that. A short mid-wicket almost positioned, and now she's bowling according to the field. It's been a good over for Bangladesh. 8 runs off it in the first 5 deliveries. How does this over end? Comes down the wicket, and the ball lands safely, just a single. So aggression there by the 2 batters, Nigar Sultana Jyoti and Fahima, who's new.
Went at a full tilt. A shorter delivery from Liming, who would want to finish her spell on a high. Remember, she's easing back into the Australian side. There has been a tangible excitement in the Aussie camp with her return to the international mix after over 24 months. Bowls express pace. One of the most exciting bowlers going around in international cricket. Finishes her allocation of 4 overs for 30 runs. Took just the 1 wicket. Bangladesh are 73 for 3 after 12 overs.
Despite losing the wicket after the drinks break, Bangladesh continuing to score runs freely, and that's what's required, in fact, in T20 cricket. Nigar Sultana Jyoti, the captain, leading from the front, 33 of 34 deliveries. She's gotten a start. She needs to make it count now. In Mirpur, we know you're never really in. Georgia Wareham continues. She had a successful over in the last over, and she's been very miserly, very economical. Just the 15 runs from her 3.1 overs, and she's maintaining a stump-to-stump channel.
Yeah, it's a decent ploy to adopt, knowing the Bangladeshis are employing the sweep in its various avatars. So a little bit of erroneous judgment on the part of the batter, and Wareham will be in the fray. The current partnership is 15 of 9 after that half-century stand between Murshida Khatun and Nigar Sultana Jyoti. A bit of a close shave there, wasn't it, Shahnur?
Premeditated, not really what the doctor ordered at this point in time. Again, but this time, Fahima Khatun, she plays it better. Plays it to the fielder, the deep, though just a single. So you're taking such a high risk for just a single. I don't think it's the best ploy against Georgia Wareham.
It's a kind of you hit, I miss repartee that's going on between the bowler, Georgia Wareham, and the Bangladeshi batters in the middle.
Use of her feet. Now, again, another dot ball, Georgia Wareham. She's really tied up this one end. She'll finish her spell off. Bangladesh in this over, just getting 2 runs. Let's see how Jyoti reacts. And it'll be a single to finish things off. Georgia Wareham just giving away 18 runs in her spell of 4. After 13, Bangladesh are 76 for 3. On Nisha, Bangladesh getting closer and closer towards the 3-figure mark. They've got 7 overs remaining after this. They've got 7 wickets in hand. What do you think is a good total from here?
I would think they wouldn't want to be over ambitious. First, get to that 3-digit score, and following that, they would certainly eye the 135 region. So, with this opposition batting order, which runs as deep as number 11, no target is a safe one. New bowler in the mix, Grace Harris, the off spinner. Full and wide on the 6th stump line, driven along the floor, straight to the fielder at cover. Georgia Wareham keeps it to just a single run.
Grace Harris. And that's the 6th choice bowler, the 6th option. So no Ellis Perry yet. And spin to continue. I think they're doing that because Bangladesh not really playing the power shots at the moment. And as I say it, the sweep is once again employed and just a single for it. Fahima looking to play that shot a lot. She moves on to 7 from 6. Jyoti back on strike. And Grace keeping things very simple, trying to go through the over very quickly. Juicy full toss. Now it's been played, but not to the gap. There was a fielder there, and just the one bounce before going to the fielder at deep square leg.
The deaths keep coming Bangladesh's way on Easter.
Really should have been dispatched for more, though. Not taken full tilt advantage of on that occasion. And like I said, they need to use their power. Another full toss straight to the fielder. That's back-to-back full tosses that have gone for just 1 run. Partnership of 20 of 17. You've got those options on the offside to go over the top.
Grace Harris, mind you, is one of those bowlers who has this propensity for giving breakthroughs with the most weirdest of deliveries, juicy full tosses, waiver deliveries down the leg side. So maybe, just maybe, this is a ploy on the part of Grace Harris. What do we know? Maybe those full tosses are very much on purpose, trying to elicit, draw the batter in to playing that lofted shot that ends up going straight down the throat of, say, a mid-off or the fielder at short third.
This time it's driven nicely and will be a single to finish things off. And the last delivery, the 5th ball, we saw how it kept low and it was a long hop. And the batter, Fahima, she really just couldn't manage to get bat on ball, went for a leg bye. In any case, another good over for Australia, just conceding 5 runs from it. After 14, Bangladesh 81 for 3. This is the first of 3 T20 internationals between Bangladesh and Australia, and Australia's first full leg tour, white ball tour of Bangladesh. 3 ODIs have been played before this, where they won 3-0, and now in the first T20 international, Bangladesh finally putting up a fight with the bat. The batting has let the hosts down during the ODIs. This is an area where they will look to improve upon, and so far they're heading towards scoring their highest total in this series. Ash Gardner to continue, and she starts off with a dot ball. She's also been very miserly with the ball. You look at Ash Gardner's off spin. She's bowled 2.1 overs, just the 8 runs. Now, is that an opportunity? Just! Oh! Now that would have been one hell of a catch, but dropped there with the fielder running back, trying to catch it. She got both hands to it. Might have been an opportunity for Australia. Should have been taken in the end, you think?
Grace Harris shells a pretty much straightforward catch. As they say, fortune favors the brave. Nigar Sultana Jyoti has been enterprising, plucky in her choice of shots and stroke play, and she's been rewarded with that reprieve by Grace Harris.
Jyoti dropped on 38. And now use of the feet. Beautifully played. But still, it won't reach the boundary. 2 more runs added to the total.
That's towards the longer side. Measures around 70 meters. But excellent footwork there from the Bangladeshi captain. Went inside out. Was so easy on the eye. Didn't have the power. So didn't get the distance.
Excellent captaincy from Melissa Healy because she's protecting the shorter side. And that's where the bowlers are trying to bowl, not giving the batters much room. Just another single. 5 runs from the first 5 deliveries. No boundaries in the last 3 overs. So Bangladesh will look to get a few. Partnership moving along to 27. Again, the gap is targeted, but just a single. We're seeing some expansive shots on the leg side. So 6 runs from this over from Ash Gardner. Bangladesh on 87 for 3 after 15. The batting guard looks a bit better. Murshida getting out for 20 from 27. And
but
Nigar Sultana Jyoti leading.
We're seeing some expansive
42
shots
from
on the
45.
leg
And she
side.
said something very interesting in
So 6 runs from this
the
over
post-match press conference after the third
Ash
ODI,
Gardner.
where she said that
Bangladesh on 87
this is not
for
a
3
team
after
team
15.
where players can take their spots for granted. If the batters aren't performing,
The batting guard looks
they
a bit
will
better.
face the drop.
Murshida
And
getting
with
out for
the
20
gap
from
is
27.
targeted World Cup coming
and
up
but
next
Nigar
year, with the
Sultana
T20
Jyoti,
World Cup
we're
coming up
seeing
this
some
year,
expansive
the
shots
batters
on the
need to
leg side.
something very
Perform.
perform. The
In
selectors
this over,
they speak with her before every series, and then they decide who to pick. Fahima Khatun and the Nigar Sultana Jyoti, they're trying to build a partnership here on Nisha, but this is a very pivotal moment in the game, I feel, because this could decide what's a good total and what's a great total or what's below par total.
And how Australia go about with the ball at the death will also help them gauge the conditions better for the forthcoming 2 matches as well. So far, they've sat a bit on the fence, I would think, not really getting a grasp of which type of bowlers would be more effective in terms of pace versus spin. And Alisa Healy at the toss said she wasn't sure as to what would be a good score to limit the home team to, because Nigar Sultana Jyoti, remember, won the toss and had no second thoughts about deciding to bat first.
Again, use of the feet coming down the ground. It goes straight and all the way for a maximum. The first 6 of the match from the bat of Fahima Khatun. Fantastic shot, getting to the pitch of the delivery. Grace Harris being tonked over with disdain. Not much grace about that. That was all power.
Down the ground and over the rope. Did Fahima Khatun go? Brings out the sweep this time around. Can she get a subsequent boundary? Yes, she does. 6 followed by a 4. That's 10 runs of 2 deliveries of Grace Harris, who's coming off a dropped catch. Remember, in the previous over, she's been handed the responsibility to make some amends with the ball in hand. Been an expensive over, this one.